Hi everybody. I haven't made a YouTube video in God knows how long, but I just watched something that I don't even know. I have a mixture of emotions, from being extremely pissed off and upset to being completely fearful and afraid to being disgusted. I don't know what's happening anymore with what we call adults in this world. So, excuse how I look. I just watched this video and I hopped up. I didn't care about putting nothing else on or doing my hair. I just want to put this video out because I think we're afraid to speak our minds, and we're also not speaking our minds in the appropriate way. So I know I'm bouncing around, but I don't know what I feel right now. I am a single mother. I am black, obviously. I have a black son, obviously. My son just turned 11 years old. I live in North County of St. Louis, Missouri, if you guys don't know what that is. And I am a afraid parent. Okay? Let me say it again. I am the mother of a young African American male. I'm a single parent. And I am an afraid parent. I'm afraid. Okay? Every day that I leave my child at school, to walk home from school, to walk to the store, to play outside by himself, I am afraid. Not mad, not indecisive, afraid. Okay? My fear does not come from lack of knowledge. It comes from the exact opposite. I watched a video of a 16-year-old boy, obviously African American, crying. I don't mean you caught me in trouble crying. I mean fearfully crying. Now, I employ every parent out here. I don't care if you are black. I don't care if you're white. Don't care if you're Asian. I don't care whatever your ethnicity is. If you are mixed, it doesn't matter. If you are a concerned parent, if you love your child from birth to the age they are now, okay? If you know the cry of a child in pain, your child in pain, if you know the cry of your child hungry, if you know the cry of your child bumping their knee, and you know the cry of your child in 100% fear, I'm talking to those parents out here. I'm talking to the parents who were police officers. I'm talking to the parents who are firefighters. I'm talking to the parents who are in the service. I'm talking to parents who are teachers. I'm talking to parents who work at a convenience store. I'm talking to every parent out here. If you know the cry your child makes when they are afraid, those are the people I'm talking to. This young man cried because he was afraid. Okay? Afraid. And instead of us, now I'm not going to single out police officers and make this another cop-hating video, because I'm not. Because I've seen this action taking place with teachers, with older adults, people who work at stores. I see this action happening a hell of a lot. And it is unacceptable. Okay? We as human beings are embedded with the chip in us to know when to stop. Period. When to stop. We know when we are hurting someone. We know when someone is afraid for themselves, when they're scared. We know that. What we choose to do with that knowledge takes us from human to unscrupulous. And what I'm seeing right now is too many adults my age and older who are finding it just too okay to be unscrupulous. I am afraid parent. This video sparked a rage in me, but not a unfocused rage, which is what seems to happen a lot with people who go through stuff. They become unfocused and they want to curse and scream and holler. I don't have time for that. My rage is focused, okay? My disgust is focused, okay? But my love is also focused. This child cried in fear while two adults, I'm pretty sure you're gonna know they're cops, punched him in the face, maced him, pepper sprayed him, and then had the audacity to tell him put his hands behind his back as he covered his face from blows. Now, I'm gonna ask any adult out here in this world, I'm gonna ask doctors, lawyers, I'm gonna ask human beings, okay? You tell me how easy it is to put your hand behind your back while you getting socked in your face. You tell me how easy it is to put your hands behind your back when you're getting pepper sprayed. Now, I'll sit back and wait. That's what I thought. It's not easy. Nor is it easy to be a 16-year-old child crying and screaming out of fear while two officers are punching you and pepper spraying you. Mind you, for all those naysayers, he wasn't running. He didn't steal anything. He didn't talk back. He just said, please, officers, please, I'm scared. Do not do this. This is what he said. Now, I'm going to change this subject. No, I'm going to keep it on the same, but I'm going to switch it around a little bit. To all my adults out there, parents, teachers, doctors, lawyers, police officers, veterans, all my people out here who are parents and who know how their children feel when they bump their knee and scream, I'm talking to you guys. Now, when you take on a job, a profession, you are well aware of everything that encompasses that profession. Okay? Now, let me make this clear. I come from a family of politicians, families who were in the service, families who were police officers, state troopers. So I'm not bashing anyone. So you can kick that shit to the curb. I don't have time for that. And I frankly don't care what you guys say about me. But what I am going to say is that as an adult, as someone above the age of 25, as someone who chooses a profession that involves the direct interaction and power and authority over other individuals, you are required by not just law in the books, but by natural law, by moral values, by morals and scruples, okay? Morals and scruples to uphold a certain standard, okay? Now, if that's hard for you to understand, I'm going, let me break it down a little further. If you are a teacher, you chose a profession where you will interact with children on a day-to-day basis. Whether those children come from broken homes or stable homes, your job is to try to reach them and teach them. Okay? Your job is not to put children in headlocks, punch on them, slap them around, call them names, and then get justified by saying, these kids these days. These adults these days. Now, police officers. You have a risky job. Just like a chemical engineer, okay? You're putting your life on the line to protect and serve, or what it should say is serve and protect the people, okay? Not serve and protect yourself and your own self-interest, okay? That does not give you the right, because you carry a badge and a gun and a taser and a mace, to take all the scruples that should be embedded in a human being and put them away. It doesn't. Not at all. When you hear someone screaming in fear and they see you, you're supposed to be their savior, not the one causing the pain. Because now, don't get me wrong, there are days when I want to sock the shit out somebody, when I just can't deal with them and their attitude is too fucking much, and you got so much rage inside of you, you want to fucking fight them. But just as much as that is human nature, the need to defend ourselves is human nature. You are asking people to take the part of the brain to protect their own living interests and put it to the side to allow you to beat on them and enforce your will as you see fit. That's not how it works. Not at all how it works. Now, how can you hold a doctor to a standard of making sure you survive when you are not holding yourself to the same standard, when both of you guys are responsible for the lives of others in your hands on a day-to-day basis? The excuses got to stop. I am a concerned and afraid parent of an only child. A child who I don't like to let walk home from school by himself, but I have to go to work. A child who I sit up at night and do homework with and whoop him and tell him to obey his teachers and to obey law enforcement and to abide by the rules that are out here. That's what I do. That's the kind of parent I am. But when I have to wake up and look at a video or keep hearing on the news or watching on social media that no child of any race, particularly African American descent, is allowed to walk outside, sit on a curb, say that I am afraid without an officer, someone upholding the law, beating on them, and then have the nerve to say, put your hand behind your back while I beat on you. I want these same officers and these same people to take a step back and think of how you felt when your child bumped their knee for the first time. How you felt when your child came home from a fight with another kid. Or how you felt when you heard your child cry, scream for the first time because they were afraid of whatever it was, the boogeyman or the dog outside or whatever. That cry, that scream that you can never forget is the same scream you are inflicting on youth around this world with not an ounce of regard for that. How do you sleep at night? How do you expect others to feel when you don't? You're our example. Lead by it. And if you can't, just like you would tell someone at customer service, find another job. But don't risk other people's lives because you can't handle your emotions. It's got to stop. Okay? And the last thing I'm going to say to everybody out there, especially those who do this harm, the mothers of murdered children, okay? Murdered children, not just by officers, by anyone. What they feel is the fact that they weren't there for their child's last breath. Okay? They weren't there to hold their child and tell them it is okay to go. Now, any officers out there who are parents, who would not miss a doctor's appointment, who when their child gets a shot, holds their child and tells them it's okay, you big boy, you got this. Imagine the day that someone takes that child from you and you don't have the opportunity to sit there and hold your child in their last moment of pain and tell them that it is okay. Every parent can understand that. Every parent. And if for 1 second you understand that, stop doing what you are doing. Stop it. Stop. Control your rage. Control your anger. That is what makes people look up to you, is because of your ability to be able to control yourself. If you can't control yourself, you are literally no better than the rest of the people out here who murder other people, or who kill for fun, or who rob for fun. You are no better. The only difference is the uniforms that you wear. Now, I'm sorry if this video is long. I've watched enough. I don't even know what to say. But the fact that I'm afraid every day for my child to go to school, for my child to walk home, and honestly, it doesn't matter what your ignorant responses may be, like, oh, teach your kids. We do. The problem is you're not listening. And that's my choice. You choose not to listen. If you can watch yourself on a video and justify your behavior knowing deep down inside that you were wrong, that's sick, honey. That's psychopathic. We are concerned. Single parents are concerned. African American parents are concerned. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Somehow, it won't. Because you guys don't get it.